Hey there friends, hope you're doing well. So I decided to update to 1.10.2 because I was having loading issues in 1.9, so did a little stuff in 1.9 but nothing too crazy. And like I said, there really wasn't too much added into that one, but this time there's actually a few things. However, I did want to show off what's been done here. It's basically just what I said is continuing everything over. So I got the spruce, got the more stone, and grab some more acacia. Only thing I'm trying to figure out is lighting. However, I think... Yes! We have chunk borders. Oh, this is going to be nice, so I have to see. One thing I absolutely have to see is how off was my chunk borders for the slime farm, maybe, that I made back at the OG base, because I did some very questionable math to get the borders of what I think are slime chunks, or at least a slime chunk in there. So yeah, let's head back there and see if I was actually right. Alright, so as far as what I want to get done today, there's a few things I want to explore and kind of just check out. As far as, there's nothing really new as far as biomes or anything like that goes. There are polar bears, but I don't really care too much to venture out to try to find one. There's a few different names for things, like I think hardened clay got a name change or something like that. But there are magma blocks now, which now spawn in the nether, which is fantastic. And then end bricks, instead of being a 4 end stone for 1 end brick, it's now 4 for 4. And the main one that I'm really excited for is definitely the magma blocks, because those will help so much. Alright. That was a... Oh, and then the zombie villager variant has changed. Oh, wow, yeah, I was... Well, actually, hang on. Holy crud, was I actually right? No. No, I wasn't. Okay. So we're off by, yeah, we're off by a block. That's not bad. Compared to what I thought it would be, that's actually really good. And then I got this sword, Looting 3 and Bane of Arthropods, from the end cities. But okay, I'm actually quite pleased with myself, so if I really want to, I can push back all of this by 1, but I probably won't, due to the simple fact that I'm quite lazy, and honestly, it's nice to keep something like that just for the sake of, you know, preserving some randomness in the world, I guess. A random green sheep, okay. Nothing here, okay. And this is why we have the bow. And this is why I don't brag about my skills, which I don't really have any to begin with. So today the main focus, I think, is going to be the zombie farm. Due to the fact that, A, it's a double farm, so more drops. But on top of that, it's probably the best XP farm that we have currently. Oh no. That's a naughty creeper. So I think that's definitely one thing that I want to get done, is just finessing and making that place a bit more pretty. To do that, we definitely need an enchanting table and an enchanting table. That's kind of the main thing. It's not super terribly important, only due to the fact of you sneaky little buggers. So now there are a few things that I want to get done just in between in general. I've really wanted to get started on the Nether hub and actually get that going, because I'm kind of tired of seeing the ugliness. Do we have... No, we don't have the crafting book yet, which I'm very much looking forward to. Whenever the heck we get that, I don't know. Now, for the Nether hub, it's going to be a lot of sand and various woods. And I think some bushes and iron bars. So, a few things that I want to do is I want to farm up some magma blocks for the just general mob farm to kill any of the ones that have feather falling, because they seem to keep surviving and I just don't like that. Now in theory I could wait until soul sand. However, what we can do is put a minecart with a minecart hopper, and underneath the magma blocks, that way everything gets picked up. That is pretty much the best option as far as that goes. Okay, so the idea for today, need to get enchanting table. That way we can at least place that and see where the heck we want it. I need obsidian. It's like 2 diamonds, obsidian, and books. Yeah, 2 diamonds, 4 obsidian, and a book. Okay. So 2 diamonds, 4 obsidian. Alright, but that is the basic plan for today, is to work on the mob farm, and I might do a little bit of nether hub work in between. Although since it's going to be very repetitive and I've already shown the design in the past, I might pop in and show the design in creative real quick. But for the most part, it'll just be off camera sort of deal. But let's head to the zombie farm and we will figure some stuff out. So originally I was going to build this area with you and kind of go through a couple different ideas and all this other stuff. But it just didn't quite turn out the way that I wanted as far as the recording goes. And mostly what I wanted to do for this was to really just kind of talk about what's going on for at least the next episode. Because I go into surgery the day after tomorrow for my back pain, which has just been super fun. But in recovery, I probably won't be able to record a whole lot, which is just crazy, I know. But I did still want to play here and there throughout, if I really feel up to it. And I'll probably upgrade, I would guess at most, to either 112, maybe up to 114, but I'll still record the gameplay and just narrate it later. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to explain that and kind of my idea for this area in the future and kind of how I thought of this and what my plans are. So for starters, I put a small farm here because sometimes I've forgotten to have food when I was actually farming either at the Skelly Farmer or here. And it just makes it a lot easier to, you know, go through with that and get the food here and ready instead of having to run all the way back to base or something. And I think it's just a nice little aesthetic. But since this is the most XP area that I can get, for now, we'll have to do an Enderman farm in the future. But my biggest problem with the zombie farm as like a good XP farm is the fact of zombie reinforcements. Now I'm sure most people know about the zombie reinforcements, but basically, in case you're not aware for whatever reason, the zombies have a small chance to summon reinforcements when they take damage. From what I understand, it's just damage in general. It's not from specifically the player. Which is annoying. Because I'm pretty sure even if I were to use magma blocks to take down their health. So if I put a magma block here with a minecart hopper here and then have it go into the chest, pretty sure just them taking damage makes them want to summon the reinforcements. Which is fine, I've died a couple times to the zombies attacking me through a door. But now that I have this little setup here, and I can attack and have this little area, I'm not dying to them without my knowledge. But the problem becomes getting out. Because obviously if you open the door, you're going to get mobbed. So, the question is, how do we deal with that? Now, the first thing I thought of was the turtle eggs, which are in 1.12, I believe, is when the ocean update comes through. I think that's probably the only option as far as consistently getting them to not attack me. However, I don't know how it works with the reinforcements, if they'll prioritize smashing the egg over attacking me. So that's going to have to be an experiment that we do in the future. But for this, I wanted at least enchanting. But I think what we're going to do is move this over to that side. Because just behind this wall and that wall are the two spawners. Which makes it kind of hard to decorate when you have a certain idea in mind. So, pretty sure we're going to go with that. Technically, we could just do both sides if I really wanted to and just keep it as it is. But yeah, I think if anything, what we'll do is we'll put a wall up like right here or something like, you know, right back here. Something in that regard. And then we'll just have the same path go to the right instead of the left. That seems like the better option in my opinion, because the enchanting is just right behind here. Now I do apologize, there wasn't a whole lot of super duper stuff in this episode, but the recording that I had before just didn't quite turn out how I wanted it to, so I just figured we'd do a talky kind of episode with a little bit of building and touch up. But that's kind of my thought process right now. If we take out this, in theory I've lit up the area well enough to where I don't need to worry, but there's always that one creeper that wants to say hello. So we're gonna go with spruce just because it's one of my favorite blocks. Now I think what we'll do, take this, bring it around. Carry it here. Now, in between episodes, I will definitely, during my recovery, work on the nether a bit, because I want to upgrade, I want to update to the 1.12 update, which I believe 1.12 is when they added shulker shells. It could be 1.11, but I think it's 1.12 is when they added shulker shells. No, I think that's wrong. Either way, in the next update or two, there's going to be there's going to be shulker shells coming soon. And I was looking at exactly how I would do dark wood. Oh, do I not have any more spruce? That is inconvenient. I didn't bring any spruce stuff to grow, which is okay. Alright, either way. But I lost my train of thought a little bit of the shulker boxes. Now, obviously, those are a huge thing when they were thrown into the game the first time. And it's a huge thing now, for me, due to the fact of how I decided to construct the nether tunnel. Let's head over to the creative world and just take a second look at that. So this is the pattern that I decided to go with for the nether tunnel. I hate that I like it so much, but I do. Oh, and I flooded the world because I wanted to make sure that mob spawns would work better for that when I was testing it. But yeah, so it's much more complicated than it probably needs to be. I'm pretty sure there's ways to make this less complicated. I mean, technically I could just get rid of all of this and go with just the glass. But I feel like that kind of adds something to it. However, what if we just do this? Just one in the middle. Still breaks it up, and it's allows me to use the stone that I've accumulated. I'm tempted. Now we could get rid of... I feel like that's in the back. I do like that. For some reason. What if we do this? I actually like that a bit. So either way, it's gonna be pretty involved, to say the least. A lot of powered rails, which we're gonna need gold for. Which I have an idea for a gold farm. Now that I actually have good tools, we can actually do that. I mean, the idea is very just make a big area over a lava lake and have the stuff spawn. That's basically the idea. I'm going to try and resist going to the nether roof for a while, because I just don't really feel like going to the nether roof. So that's the plan for in between episodes. I'll be updating slowly. I'll probably stop at 1.12 since I don't think the recovery is going to be too long as far as me not being able to record or anything like that. But yeah, so that's the idea for in between episodes, and that's going to do it for this one. Hope you did enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Do take care of yourself, and thanks for watching.